Get out the insurance cards, get out the co-pays. The office is open, my friends, as this video is brought to you by drroto.com.
Good evening, my friends. It is In the Cup at drroto.com. I'm Johnny Danger. With me is Alex White, as always. How are you, sir?
Doing wonderful. How are you, Danger?
Well, it's Masters week, and I'm pretty excited about it. And who is sitting above you in the screen? It's Adam. He's here.
The man, the myth, the legend. What's up, Adam? How are you, man?
Glad to be here with you boys. Sorry it's been so long.
Oh, man.
The Masters is here. Let's get excited.
I was about to lock in your competitor as our #1 sponsor on the show, I swear.
Yeah, no, we can't do that. They're new in town. We can't do that.
But I'm with you. But you are at a new space. That's pretty cool. I hear some batting cages going on behind you, but
baseball training nearby. Yeah,
I like it.
Nice.
I like it.
Hopefully,
Well,
listeners enjoy the audio of the baseball bats as well. But
oh man, you know what? It is springtime, and the Masters is one thing, but for me, the crack of a baseball bat in the spring is music to my ears. Just saying.
Oh yeah, it feels like we're actually finally on the brink of spring.
Oh, I love it. Yep, it was a beautiful day, especially in Ann Arbor today, from what I was told. So,
yeah, it was quite nice here. I can attest to that.
I love it. Well, we are going to get into this Masters field, and we're going to break it down. We got about 91, possibly 92 in the field if Tiger plays. And Adam, tell us a little bit about Augusta.
Augusta National. I have actually been there. It's a beautiful rolling terrain. It's known as being a hilly course. If you've seen it on TV, you'll know that. You just don't know how hilly it is until you've been there. It's a beautiful, long par 72, 4 reachable par 5s. We're up in the upper 7,000s as far as total distance. So to me, the keys, par 5 scoring is definitely huge. Those two down the stretch, 13 and 15, will play into the eventual winner for sure. But your approach game, you're looking at mid to short iron approach players that are trending well. But the course is absolutely very undulating greens, very big greens. So lag putting is going to be more of a factor this week than it is most weeks. But the azaleas will be popping. Everyone's already been down Magnolia Lane, and one Mr. Eldrick Tiger Woods is playing in the 2022 Masters. Did not expect to be saying that, but I don't think too many people are more excited outside of maybe him and his family than I am that he's playing. So let's talk. Are we locking him in, guys? First thing off the rip here. We locking him in? He's got to be in your lineups, right?
I mean, I heard somebody in the background over at Coach White's house yell his name out a minute ago.
Yeah, my wife's taking Tiger Woods to win the Masters. So, I mean, you know, she's just as good of analysis as I have. So, I think that's what we're going to roll with. He's at 8,500. I mean, a very palatable price tag.
I gotta imagine his sportsbook odds are the best you probably have ever seen on him.
Yeah, I saw him at 55 to 1 on a few, and I'm sure he's moving up now just because he said he thinks he can win. All he said was "I do" in his little cast today, his interview. So honestly, if Tiger thinks he can do it, you know, he's the best player in the world for a reason. He'll have that title forever. He changed the game. So, I mean, I believe it. He won it, 2 years ago? It's in the cards.
2019, he won that. Yeah, I don't know if he can do it his first tournament back. I do think he's a great back to make the cut. But to actually contend, like, there's a lot of excitement. I'm excited, too. Just watching that guy tee it up. It's like watching it's just watching somebody who's the greatest to ever do it at anything is a treat. So that's why he moves the needle so much. But no, he's not actually going to win. I mean, I'm not playing him in my DraftKings lineup, even at 8,500. He's going to be overowned. It's going to be a lot of public on him. But go Tiger. I love Tiger.
Yeah, I love watching him. Betting on him, probably not so much. 55 to 1, though. I mean, throw $10 on that. Come on, why not? All right. Do it up.
Yeah,
right,
it's one of those bets. It's one of those bets where you beat yourself up if you didn't take it, you know, just because you're never going to see Tiger at those odds again. And it's the chance to get the, all-time winningest player. He would tie Sam Snead. Actually, no, he'd beat him with 83 wins. So that'd be the way to do it. And I mean, we're kind of watching this like hero story unfold in front of our eyes. So I can see it. Tiger's the one to do it.
Sure. All right. Well, guys, like we normally do, we do go ahead and build models for these over at fantasynationalgolfclub.com. Kind of forgot the name of it there for a minute. Sorry about that. You can see the numbers that I ran. A little ball striking, tee to green, greens and regulations, short game, par 4, 450 to 500, a little putting on bent, proximities, and par 5 scoring. So, we loaded that up and we'll see what it spits out. Look, no surprise. Jon Rahm, pretty much number one in all those categories. Does he have what it takes to get it done this week? Al, what do you think?
It's hard because I've wanted to play him all season, and I've rostered him pretty much 5 out of the last 6 tournaments he's played. He hasn't been Rahm, though, for those tournaments, so he's burnt me. I mean, a 10th, 21st, 17th, and 55th are his last 4 results. When you're paying that premium, you expect a top 5, and that's what he was giving you for so long. So this is the place for him to bounce back. He's taken a couple weeks off, maybe figured out his approach shots. At the Players, he lost 6.6 shots or strokes through approach alone. So, I mean, before that, he was rattling off 7 strokes through approach, 4.2. He just couldn't putt. He's starting to find that putter. Played a little bit better in match play, and I'm assuming he got to Augusta a week prior because he didn't play last week at the Valero. It's not for me this week. I'm playing Scheffler right above him. He's got 3 wins in his past 5 events. He has 2 different, 18th and 19th at the Masters in his first 2 attempts. So he's just finding his way around here. And, now he's got that winning swag about him. If you win 3 out of your last 5 tournaments, you know how to close out. Honestly, I think Scheffler could get 4 out of 6 wins. I love him at 11,000, and he's going to be, I would say, 5% less owned than Jon Rahm this week. So Scheffler's my play in that top range.
Right. I could see that. Before I get your take on the top range here, Adam, I don't know if you can see our ranking list. I know you're on your phone there. But number 12 in this model at 7,000 flat, Luke List. Is it going to put you on tilt this week?
No, I can't risk what it would take to risk on Luke List at the Masters this week. There's too much on the line. There's too much.
It's a hot button name. It's a hot button name for you.
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell I'm getting a little hot, but I'm getting a little hot. Luke List, I'm off him when he does well. He finally won his first event. Of course, I had the guy he beat in the playoff as my one and done pick that week.
Yep.
No, I don't. Luke List doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned. Just take him off, man.
Just get him out of there. Get him out of there.
Stop.
All right.
Me, it's like an ex-lover who I'm spurned by. Just don't do it.
Just don't bring it up anymore. All right, done. Deal. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into this then. So, Al likes Scheffler right up top. So, what are your thoughts on that? You like Scheffler over Rahm? I really like Justin Thomas. He's my guy in the 10K range.
Yeah, I don't like any of those guys. I like DJ. I love Morikawa, and I like Rory of the 10K and above. I have my reasons. I think Rory is finally going to do well. It's going to rain a little bit. Rory is very much a picker of the golf ball. He's not a real steep guy, so he can control his spin a little bit better than a lot of the guys. I know he doesn't seem like he's the guy who's trending to win at Augusta, but I think Rory's under the radar a bit relative to, Rahm won the U.S. Open last year. He's been number one. Scheffler's doing great. Tiger's back. JT's playing with Tiger in practice rounds. A lot of noise about him. I think this is the week Rory, with a little bit of the spotlight off of him and his potential career Grand Slam completion. This is the week I think he contends and has a chance to win. Morikawa, he's going to plot his way around the course. He's not going to get rattled by tough conditions. And then, DJ's he's got a great game for this golf course. He had a phenomenal final round at the Players. I just think DJ's poised to come out and show up in a big tournament. It's been a little while.
I mean, so DJ's got kind of the opposite of what we talk about a lot, right? Is his putter is absolutely locked in. And we usually look at guys whose the other part of their game is locked in and just need to get hot with the putter to take a win. But DJ, I think, is one of those guys that can just flip his game around, right? It's the major. It's the big spotlight. DJ loves being in the big spotlight. So I could see that. I'm still a Justin Thomas guy. I can't get away from him. His DraftKings scoring is just too sexy for me.
Yeah, I understand that. He hasn't played historically well here at Augusta, but I'm sure he wants to prove himself. You're right about DJ. Historically, a great ball striker. Won the Masters, 18 months ago or less, in that weird November Masters in the COVID year. And he's kind of been taking some heat. I think he's also kind of flying under the radar a little bit. If he keeps putting the way he's been putting, and then he hits it like DJ normally hits it, he's definitely a force to be reckoned with here.
Right on. All right. So the little tidbit that I was kind of reading in is that the winner of the Masters historically, the average amount of attempts at the Masters before they win, 6.4 attempts. Not friendly to the new guys, even though we had a new one last year. So with that in mind, which one of these, where does that fall with some of these guys in here? Is that, I mean, I feel like that's kind of a lot of these guys, like Xander, Scheffler, Thomas. I mean, all these guys have had like 7, 8, 9 runs at this, right?
Yeah, but it's a different world of golf. Like these young guys, those stats are pulled from the last, probably 10 years. So, I mean, there wasn't Xanders and Morikawas and Hovlands out there 10 years ago. Like these guys just popped on. There wasn't Schefflers 10 years ago. There's a reason he just popped into the number one, spot in the world. These kids know how to win now. They don't just come on and get top 20s and cash paychecks. They go out there to win millions of dollars. Honestly, that stat, I'll just throw it out the window. If we're going to go with that, then I'm going to take DJ too. I like DJ to win it again. I think, if we're going to start anywhere with your $1 million lineup danger, if we're both on board with it, both A whites, we want Dustin Johnson. If you want to lock somebody in and go with that stat, Dustin Johnson's the play at 10-5.
Boom, done. He's in.
There we go. What do you think, Adam? Do you think I was right on that with these new young guys, or do you believe in the have to play it 7 times to win?
I do think that the crop of young players right now is about as good as we've had in quite a while, but it's just different at Augusta. I mean, you have to understand the intricacies of that golf course and what it takes around the greens and where you want to miss it. And I think for the most part at that course, you've got to learn those lessons the hard way. And until you do, outside of a week like last year where Zalatoris had one of the best ball striking weeks potentially in major championship history, you're just not going to see that very often. So, yeah, I like the guys that have had a little bit of time, had a few runs through, like we're going down to this next part of the range, but kind of like your Xanders and like Hideki was going into last year. There's a reason why guys tend to play well here year in, year out, and other guys just don't. Some guys just don't have the game that suits it and just can't quite figure it out around the greens. So, well, I think you're correct in that this young crop is really good. I'm not really on Scheffler, on Hovland for those reasons. I think Morikawa was just smarter and he can figure it out a little quicker than the other guys. And I think the conditions this year are going to favor him a bit more.
I kind of like it. A little discourse. I like it. Well, you know that I generally fade the top range anyway. So the first guy I really kind of dug into was Xander. Xander's kind of my guy in this range. He was the guy I was going to start the lineup with. I may still go to him. We'll talk about it. Let's talk about this 9K range. It's kind of short. I actually thought there'd be more players in this range.
Yeah, I like Xander a lot. 96. He's made 14 out of his last 15 cuts. And this could be the year he does what Fowler did in 2015, where he gets top 5 in every major. That wouldn't surprise me. I think Xander's that good, and he's been that consistent for the last 18 months. This is his, I think, 4th time playing the Masters. And I mean, that range is, I'm hammering that 95, 96, and like that whole 9K range. If I can get 3 guys there, that's where I'm starting my builds this week. And Xander is a mainstay in a lot of my lineups right now.
Yeah, he's stuck right out when I started reading articles this afternoon. He was the first guy that just kind of jumped at me. And then I ran the model, and he looked good in the model too.
He does. I mean, he took 3rd here last year, took 17th in the November, so he knows how to play it. And the course plays 2 different ways. You know, when it played in November, it was completely different than the way it plays in April. So he knows how to attack these greens. And to Adam's point, lag putting, he's extremely good lag putter. And that's something that you can't wait on Fantasy National. You just have to watch these guys to know how to handle these greens. And that's why Bubba succeeded so well on this course early in his career. He's an incredible lag putter as well. So I love Xander. I would not be surprised if he is your Masters champion come Sunday.
Well, I'm going to hold his place in there. DJ may have to come out of there depending on the value we can find, but I'm going to hold a spot in there because I'm a big believer there. So I'm with you, man. I like that whole top of that range. I like Spieth a lot, even though, he hasn't been great recently. This is a course for him. I like him.
Are you guys going to say it, or am I going to have to say it?
Do it.
Brooks Koepka, 9,400.
Yeah, sure. No, this whole range is good. I mean, I'm not on Hideki at all.
Why?
I like the whole range. I'm just worried he's going to come up with like a injury and be done on Saturday.
No, he was playing like trash last week at the.
We lost.
Yeah, Valero. I'll finish his sentence. Yeah, he was. He was playing like trash at the Valero.
He's not going to fold. I mean, everything lines up stat category wise. He won at the Sony this year. Guys who tend to win the same year as the Masters play better. I don't know. I think he's a good fit.
So in my article, it literally says Brooks Koepka. We play Brooks at majors. That's all the analysis you need. That's it. Like, he just competes at a high level in these tournaments, and I see no reason not to play Brooks unless you really want to play Cantlay or Scheffler above him. But if you can fit him in, I mean, he just gets it done in these big events. Every single time we count him out, even if he's not in good form, even if the stat model doesn't spit out Koepka, he plays well. Period.
Let's see if we can put Xander and Brooks together. Let's see what happens with that. Let's see what happens with that. All right, we got to get a little cheaper then. Let's move on to the 8,000 range. We got our guy Louis. I disrespected him a lot in our early times, Adam. We lost him. We heard him fine. I don't know. He must have thought he was frozen. But I disrespected Louis a lot in the early times of In the Cup, Adam or Al. I'm not gonna lie.
I've heard.
I came around. Do I need to still come around? Is he the kind of guy that has win equity here?
It's a challenge for me in this range right now because I am so locked into that 9K range that if I'm putting 2 or 3 guys in that 9K, which I love Scheffler, Cam Smith, Cantlay, and Koepka, it's really hard for me to look at this 8K range right now. So at the low end, if I'm going there, Louis is awesome at majors, but the Masters is his worst major. His best finish in the last 5 years is 12th. And we know Louis to get second place at pretty much every major out there. It's been a long time since he's taken a top 5 here at Augusta. So if I'm going to play anybody in the 8K range, we talked about Tiger. I do like Tiger, but I'm going to play Joaquin Niemann. His best finish here is a top 40, but I just think his game fits this. The only thing that came out today is he's in that Tiger grouping. And it scares me when these young guys get in that grouping and they have, 10,000 people watching them on every hole. It's different than your normal tournament. So I liked him before that news. I like him just a little bit less, but hopefully that scares other people off that ownership. My favorite play in that range is going to be Joaquin Niemann.
Right on. Adam, I was going to say you were muted, Adam. What I think in this range, and I'm with you on those 9,000 players personally. I think if I'm going to play someone in this 8K range, I'm going to take a play out of left field, and I'm going to play Shane Lowry. I think he's going to go underlooked in this range.
I like that. I like that, Danger. So going back to Ducky, I like Ducky at 93. I started my lineup with 3 guys in the 9K range, which obviously excludes the 8K range. But for the sake of argument here, Finau is still a guy that I'm interested in targeting. And Sam Burns at 86 looks like a value. Tell me why he's not, either of you.
I can't.
I know
it's a great fit for his game. It's like Willie Z. It's his first time here, and I could see him getting a top 5. So I'm not going to talk you out of that play. I just haven't clicked his name enough yet. But Danger, to your Shane Lowry point, he is actually right now projected to be the highest owned in the 8K range.
Is he? Well, I guess everybody is thinking like me then, because I'm looking at names like Louis and Sam Burns, and you got Tiger's going to draw some. Niemann's been hot. Finau is a good name that people enjoy, and you kind of
so in that range
that
right
guy,
now, we got Lowry is the highest. Joaquin Niemann comes in second. Sam Burns is third, so some people are on that play for sure. And then Adam Scott is fourth in that 8K range. As far as
maybe Louis is the left field play out of this range.
Yeah, he's less than 10%. I mean, that's the time you want to attack Louis.
Right. I like Sungjae. Sungjae's my guy here.
No.
I think
I didn't really look at the 8K range because I was planning on taking a top-heavy approach.
Let's move on to the 7s then.
So let's get it on down here. Abe Answer, I swear, falls apart every time I put his name in a lineup.
Don't do it then.
Right? I'm saying. So, but how do you feel about him? How do you feel about him here?
Adam?
Nothing.
Nah, for me.
Nah, pass.
I'm kind of good too. Right now, he is projected at less than 4% ownership, though. So if you want to get real different, but you know me in that 7,900 price tag, I tell you that's my trap price. So I don't touch it. It doesn't matter who's there. That's DraftKings trap price is 7,900. So I'm going to stay away. I'm going to go right underneath Sergio Garcia, 78, still coming in at less than 5% ownership.
Wow.
Winner in 2017. I know we're dated, but Sergio has actually been pretty good recently. He's 5 straight cuts, but the thing is he's lost strokes through approach in 4 straight, but he's gaining his putting. So that's not the Sergio we know. We know the Sergio to ball strike almost 7 to 8 strokes through approach and then lose 5 strokes on the greens and get a top 40 performance. Right now, if he can figure out, he took a couple weeks off from the players. We're a month removed from him playing. If he figures out how to get his approach game back to where it was and continues to putt well, we might have another contender. 7,800. I love Sergio, especially under 5% ownership.
No, I can't argue with that. I mean, I got some pretty heavily owned guys at the top, so sneaking the under 5 in and a former champion might not be a bad play for the millionaire lineup.
I don't know. Sergio hasn't finished inside the top 50 since he won here in 2017. He's just been kind of pooping the bed in the majors. A guy that I like in the 7K range, I haven't heard much about, is Siwoo. Like, Siwoo's been playing well. Top 26 in 3 of his last 4 events. Now he withdrew once. That's a little bit like Siwoo to do that. But he finished 12th here last year. I think it's going to be one of those kind of weeks where it's not super low scoring. And, Siwoo's just chilling there at 7,100. He's too good of a player to be down there that low.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's garnering close to 15% ownership, so you're not alone on that island.
No.
It's because of his form. He is playing really good right now, and even last week he does a really good job of avoiding bogeys. And if the conditions are going to get tough here at Augusta, he's the type of player you want. I think that's why his ownership looks so high at this point. Another player I like in that range, if we're going to go low, you know what? I'm going to take Patrick Reed at 7,400. Another past winner. I think people are overlooking him. His off the tee game has been terrible, but the fairways here are not that hard to hit. And he just, in his last event, gained 9 strokes putting. So if he can continue to putt that hot, there was the year that he won in 2018, he was 3% owned. 3% owned. And I think that's what we're going to get again. And everybody's overlooking him. He's not playing that well, but I truly think that Patrick Reed gets right, and it's at a place that he's familiar with and has won before at the Masters. Lock it in. It's my play of the week, actually.
Wow. He gained 9 strokes putting and still didn't finish top 25. That's rough. The other guy, like, if it gets windy and a little blustery, is Tommy Fleetwood. So because I'm going so top heavy in that 9K and 10K range, I got to go Fleetwood, Siwoo, and kind of leave it alone. And then we got to go value. Chris Emmerich's going to be happy here in a second.
Oh, man. Don't say it. I know where you're going. Kevin Na, baby.
Come on. He just finished top 10 his last event. He's showing some form. 12th and 13th his last 2 years at Augusta.
Has he won yet this year? Has he won yet this year?
No, it doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. Is he always wins 1 a year? Maybe it's a Masters.
Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. Walk in a putt on 18 to finish on a Sunday, final grouping. I could see it now.
All right, I don't know, man. It feels It feels dirty hovering over that plus button right now. It just does. I don't know. What else we got down here? How about a guy that you turned me on to several months ago, Adam? How about Sepp Straka?
Ooh, Straka just got his first PGA Tour win.
How about Sepp? 6,600. He's got some recent swagger. His game sets up okay for this.
I don't completely hate Sepp. He's kind of got the game to do it. It's his first time here, but maybe he just rides that like nothing to lose, playing with house money type of attitude, and gets after it. I hadn't even looked at Sepp yet, but that's one that I will consider.
Look, the little nugget I found on him is he was one of the top in the field in approach in Honda.
Yeah.
And that's what I was reading. I was reading a little bit about approaching in Honda and how it's even more difficult than Augusta. And he was one of the best in the field there. And his game is kind of on point right now at 6,600.
Yeah.
So to pump the brakes on Sepp, I actually do like that play for 66. Okay. But at the Honda, he gained 6 strokes on the greens. At the Players, he took 9th, which is an incredible performance. Also gained 6 strokes on the greens. Augusta is a different animal on the greens. I don't think people are weighting that enough. And if it's your first time here, like Adam said, you don't know these undulations the way people do that have played here 3 or 4 times. So I think he might find himself being very average at putting. And, in his last 2 events, he's lost through approach. So I could definitely see a miscut, and right now he's garnering 8% ownership. That's kind of a lot for Sepp Straka.
You said a dirty word.
I think I'm going to stick with my 3 guys. So I think I'm sticking with the guy who I think is going to be very popular, who I don't like, is Gary Woodland. He's just never played well at Augusta. Doesn't flight his irons very high. Is not a very good short game player. Doesn't have the creativity it takes around here, but I'm sticking with I'm sticking with Thomas Peters, who's got a great game for this golf course. It's his first one in a few years. I think he'll be happy to be there, and he absolutely bombs the ball. Hits his long irons high. Good course fit. And then the third one, I'm sticking with my boy EVR, going back to the well there. Eric Van Rooyen's shown he can pop in majors, and while he doesn't have great course history here, it's only his second Masters. I still think he's got
the
mental game to do it.
Adam, I don't think I gave you permission to talk about him on our show again.
Did he still hurt you too bad?
He's dead to me still.
That's fine. Well, you're not the one talking about him.
I am selfishly going to be rooting for Matthew Wolff because a guy that I am not actual friends with, I don't know him, but have bantered back and forth on fantasy sports and betting and a mutual betting group, picked 7 different championship picks leading back to a NASCAR thing from last year. And his last one was Matt Wolff to win the Masters that he placed a year ago, almost, when this opened up. And if he hits it, a $10 bet for $320,000.
Well, yes, we can all have our hopes, right?
So I'll be secretly rooting for Wolff while not betting on him.
By the way, if you can bring up Luke List before we even start the 10K range, I can bring up EVR.
Fair.
On Adam, I like EVR. I mean, he just gained 11.3 strokes through approaches at the Players. Like, that's an insane number. He was number 1 in the field. I love it. 6,700. He's been scoring. Like, he's probably top 10 in DK scoring right now. If you stat that on Fantasy National, he's just been getting birdies in bunches. So I think it's a great play at 6,700, especially in tournaments.
Yeah, and we talk about it in majors a lot in previous major shows, but you've got to have like the mental resolve to get out there and test yourself and take a couple shots to the gut and go back for more. And he's at least shown he's got that capability. He's got some major championship experience now. So yeah, he's a guy that I like. I got to give a shout to my guy James Piatt, playing his first Masters, USAM champ. He's actually a friend of mine. Played golf with him the week before he left for the USAM last year. And I can't believe the dude's actually at Augusta. PJ Tour did a little interview with him. He listed Dumb and Dumber as his favorite movie, so he's obviously the GOAT. He's already the GOAT in my eyes.
I love it so much. So at the absolute bottom of the barrel, James Piatt. I dig it.
6K.
Absolutely dig it. All right, guys, help me round this out. I don't know if you can see the screen. We got Brooks. We got Xander. The other three guys I'm not totally sold on, but how do you feel this build is going? We're going to go Brooks and Xander. I don't know that I need to go Garcia and Reed. Do I need to go on both? Do I need to go on both?
No, take Garcia out. I'm going to take Garcia out.
Okay. That'll make Adam happy.
I hate though. I really don't like that pick this week, but we'll ride it.
We don't have to do that.
Hey, forgive and forget. Go EVR.
Okay, listen. If he loses me $1 million, he's double dead to me. Do you understand? Double dead to me. All right. So if we do that, we've got 84.50 left a piece for 2 more players.
So you got EVR, Scheffler.
No. I took out. I got Brooks, Xander, EVR, and Patrick Reed.
You know what? You had mentioned Fleetwood, and he's in pretty decent form right now. I like his around the green game, even if he's missing greens. And if you like him as well, let's put in Fleetwood and see what that gives us.
That gives us 92 to finish it out. We can get Will, we can get Bryson, Berger, Louis.
Well, we don't want to have all of our salary taken because that bill to be done, there's over 350,000 entries.
Right.
So we have to leave some salary on the table if this is millionaire maker.
Just go with Lowry. You like Lowry? Go with Lowry.
Yeah, that'd be 400 left.
And that's good. You know, that's a chalkier play. And like we said last year, we had Paul Casey and Spieth in it, and they were both almost 40% owned. So we have some chalk there to win it. We
got Burns there. We got Sungjae there.
I like Sungjae a lot of that 8K range, but don't let me sway it too much. Then
I would choose Lowry. If we both like Lowry, let's roll with that.
Yep. Go with it.
All right, we got Brooks. We got Xander. We got Lowry. We got Fleetwood, Reed, and EVR.
And all those players can play in wind and rain. I love it, actually. It's a good lineup.
All right, you can see it right there on the screen. It has been entered in the $1 million to first place.
I can't wait for my 30K. You said 30K, right? You wrote it.
No, 30K for sure before the show.
Totally.
I was live.
Done. If I win $1 million, 30K to both of you. Done. Absolutely love it. All right, any more gems? Any have you looked at any betting lines? Have you looked at any prize picks? Are we going to get into some prize picks on our Discord?
Yes, definitely on our Discord. I haven't dug too deep yet. I'm doing that research after my article tonight. So yeah, I'll do prize picks tomorrow for our subscribers.
That's awesome. We'll get that done. Also the cheat sheet. Adam, you going to put stuff in the cheat sheet for us this week since we're a day early?
I will get on that right meow.
I love it. We got our cheat sheet with at least 4 of us, I believe. I think Doc put his in there already. So the 3 of us will get them in there. And good luck, everyone.
Good luck, everybody.
All right, man. This has been In the Cup. DrRoto.com. Make sure you check us out. Get any kind of membership. Join us in the Discord. These guys have been, can we talk about how Mark and Kickman have been like cashing 6 out of 7 nights in the NHL? Can we talk about that?
Sure. I see it every single night. There's a new screenshot, and that's just coming off. If you were in college football at the same time, you're just making hand over fist between, or not college football, college basketball with Mike Holland.
Dude, Holland's prize picks have been money, except for the one I played. So if you see me in the chat room saying I'm watching a prize picks pick, stay away from that one. Just gonna be real about that. All right, everybody, we really appreciate it. Good luck at the Masters, and hit us up. We'll be happy to give you some advice. We'll talk to you later, guys. See you.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.